research, and we are trying to amend the soil. If you can look at this place, it looks a bit different from the other areas. The soil was, we had soil sampling, and there are some elements that were not found in the soil, and we put some rock phosphate and others that were not in the soil, and we did this for other 10 farmers in different communities, just to make sure that the soil, because we don't use chemicals.
Then when you say limited, you mean there's less nutrients here than in the other places?
We have not used a lot. It is, I don't know how I can say it. We have not used a lot of, like the other areas, we are just using 20 liters bucket.
But now you're putting based on the results of the soil analysis.
We go to the communities, we train them, we set up the demo sites, and still we welcome them to come and train here. So when we set up the community, the demonstration sites in the areas, we also have to work together with them. After working together with them, we have to make sure that they also implement what they are doing there at their homes, and we do follow-ups. After doing follow-ups, we also organize the training. They also come here and they train.
Didn't have the sacks, so we decided to use the net. So we encourage those people who don't really have a large portion of shamba to use this, because it occupies just a little small space, and then you can produce so many crops in here.
Which type of net is this?
These are just nets that are used in greenhouses.
Greenhouse.
But we advise the people to use even the cement bags.
No, we cannot say that we are sustainable yet. But we are moving towards that. Should be compost crops, and you should allow your compost crops to reach maturity. When do they reach maturity? When they start producing seeds. They become very tough, the stalk, and they become woody. That's when they reach the time for making compost. When you cut your grass and it dries, you cannot say that is mature crops. Mostly people use the terms dry and green. Even the dry material, once you cut them and they have not reached maturity or they have not reached the woody stage, they don't have the lignin, which stays in the soil for a long time. So you find you can say you are an organic farmer and you are using that compost, but it has a lot of nitrogen. So you'll have your crops growing very good at this time, maybe 2 to 3 months, and then when they reach some point, it's like they have gone down. It's like they have become stunted. So you have to let the crops that you are using to get to that woody part, to get enough lignin, so that the nitrogen is held in mature crops.
Vegetables and everything, the peelings and the kitchen, you mix all that in.
Yeah, we mix all that. But when you're measuring, that should go at the immature crop.
Yeah. And the others you use in between too.
Is for compost here?
Right now we still don't have enough compost to keep it.
Okay.
Now that we don't buy from outside, you should make your own compost, and you should not sell, because everything that comes from the garden, you should take it back to the soil.
Yeah, maybe the community.
No, we'll be messing around with our soil once we start selling compost. We should teach them how to make their own compost. There are other problems in this area. The area, because it is a semi-arid area. We have so many semi-arid. Just saying the other day, I wish you come
When it's not there.
Yeah. It takes 2 to 3 months.
2 to 3 months.
Yeah, but now due to climate change.
Yeah. We don't. It's no more specific.
Yeah.
Okay. During the dry season, how is the texture looks like? Is it still like this, or
No.
hard
in
pan
fact,
very
it's
hard, or
very hard, and it cracks. Very hard to work
The
with.
content is high.
Yeah.
But when you put in like a lot of compost, animal manure, you can still reduce the clay content. The soil will become very loose.
So during the dry season, how do you still maintain the crops' health?
Compost alone.
Compost,
Compost, yeah.
Because it retains the water.
the water,
Yeah.
and mulching.
And also mulching.
And would it make sense to build like a dam here to keep more of the rainwater for longer?
It is, but it is very expensive.
They've been working a lot on seeing how you can work with clay and different layers to build dams that cost
to build
little.
Yeah.
So it might be very interesting for you to.
When there is a severe sunshine, so maybe you manage with the edges. Maybe you grow some bananas around.
Yeah.
Try to control the transpiration so that you can retain the water. But you are doing a great job.
Very
Yes.
Very
Yes,
good.
yes.
Very
Very wonderful.
Yeah, we have even been having a problem. Once it rains, we don't have toilets because the water comes up and fills our toilet. Yeah.
There is a system whereby you can have mosquitoes without the female destined to produce this malaria. Is it the one you are using,
We are
or
not using any system. It is
Because of the environment.
Yeah, the environment.
How far is the
yes.
elevation here? This area? Meter above sea level?
Yeah, but
Because of
it's
the-
above? It's
yeah,
above.
it's above. Yeah.
And I was discussing with Paul, and I was mentioning these trees. They are from the same family, and I don't know. Is it strategically planted in the garden, or you just planted them?
we planted when we bought this area. It takes quite some time for crops to grow here because of lack of water.
Okay.
Yeah, and the condition is very harsh.
You have water harvesting mechanism here that you put in place?
No, apart from this, we don't have.
Why?
We are in the
Because-
process. We are growing. It's a lot of work. And money. And money. It's a process. Yeah.
And you know, moringa doesn't like a lot of water.
Like cold.
So when you want to plant some over here, you have to be very careful.
Yeah, we have rabbits up there. Maybe rabbits.
So you rear this for sale?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the whole for this just have. And this is just to keep. Here, in fact, they are just there for teaching farmers.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. How much? 100.
What is this?
Oh, now do you eat this? We eat them in Cameroon. And in Nigeria and Cameroon we eat them. I have him in some. Yeah, we eat them, yeah. They're very good.
Alright, you make like a puree.
You woke up very late. When it's ripe, I know the inside will turn yellow, but the outside will turn. It should be yellow.
Yeah, it should be yellow.
They are different. What I know will turn brown. Alright. Okay, thank you so much.
And these seeds come from their seed bank. They have one person that is responsible for taking care of the whole seed bank, and they reproduce seeds so then can save seeds and have our own seed bank from like a group of 20 producers in the south of Brazil. This is in the south of Brazil. So I just brought some. I have much more. I brought some in the airplane. And the,
I want to ask one question. Can they do well here in Kenya?
Yeah, I brought some that I think that can work, but we see the ones that can work. We trade those ones. Because not all kinds of corn go in all the climates. And all kinds of seeds. It depends. Okay, so this corn, it's a typical corn from the Andes, from the Incas. This corn, it's a huge corn. It's big like this. You eat grain by grain. You don't eat like this. You eat grain by grain because it's really soft and really like with a lot of meat, with a lot of flavor, and then you eat them aqua.
I'm in the highland.
Highline. So maybe that will work better. Try it. Try with love to take them out so that we can see. You cook them like normal beans, and then you eat their beans. Yeah, fava beans.
Like ground nuts.
Yeah, they look like nuts, but they're beans because you cook and they turn soft. Or if they're green, you can eat and they're
I think that is
delicious.
why he's terming them as nuts. Because nuts are the ones which are eaten raw. You don't have to cook.
No, this is not nuts.
C'est la méthode manioc.
C'est le produit.
My name is Samuel Nderitu. I'm the director of the Global Intensive Agriculture Center of Kenya. And GBACO started 4 years ago with the aim of uplifting the living standards of the community members. And that is through agricultural production and food production in general. But our communities are far apart, they are scattered. Agricultural communities are scattered, and so we thought that probably it was good for us to carry out some survey first, so that we identify the communities that are very needy, the communities that are, require our attention. And our attention is to teach, to give knowledge to the small-scale farmers. 80% of our general farmers in Kenya are small-scale farmers. Only 20% are large-scale. And large-scale farmers are in the highlands, a place called Kitale in the western. And small-scale farmers, majority of small-scale farmers are here in Central Province. Kenya is divided into 8 administrative units, right? And the smallest is Nairobi. Second smallest is Central Province, where we are. And every administrative unit has a dominating tribe, okay? Like in Central Province, the dominating tribe is known as the Kikuyu. If you go to Rift Valley Province, the dominating tribe there is the Kalenjin. So every province has a dominating tribe. So in Central Province, we have the Kikuyu tribe. The Kikuyu tribe is the largest in Kenya. It's the largest, but coming from a very small administrative unit. Okay, and our tribe, I'm a Kikuyu myself, that's why I'm here. And our tribe is agricultural based. They are agriculturists and they are businessmen. They are very good in agriculture and they are very good in business. And any Kenyan that is seated here probably is a Kikuyu. And they will agree with me that we are business minded, we are money minded. Hallelujah, Kikuyu. We are money minded. Anything that we do, we think of money. And any farmer that is here that didn't know about GBAC there before, they were thinking that if they use chemicals, if they use what? That's when they get a lot of money. So a Kikuyu will spray tomatoes in the morning and harvest at noontime and take the produce to the market, and it will be eaten by people there. And what have they done? they have killed that other person. Is that true, the Kikuyu? Now, GBR came here so that we teach farmers in Kenya that chemicals are not good. Chemicals are not good. You can produce food without using chemicals. You can produce food without using chemical fertilizers and all those chemical sprays. What you're eating right now is chemical free. What you see outside here in our demonstration farms are chemical free. We have no fertilizers. We have not used any fertilizers, industrial fertilizers and any industrial chemicals. Okay, so we teach them alternative agriculture. Alternative agriculture can be organic farming, can be permaculture, can be bio-intensive agriculture, and so many other forms of sustainable agriculture. We know that sustainable agriculture is broad, but GBIAC chose to pass through a path known as Grow Bio-Intensive. And Grow Bio-Intensive is a system that is, it's a whole system. Actually, it's a whole system. And it's kind of a system where farmers are not supposed to go out and import any inputs to bring into their farms. So you're supposed to use everything that you have within your reach. Okay? You produce everything. If it's seeds, you have your own seeds. If it's fertilizers, you have your own fertilizers. If you want to use chemicals, you use biochemicals that you are producing yourself. Why? Because our farms are becoming smaller and smaller. Okay? The population is growing, and so farms are becoming smaller and smaller. And in future, maybe in 10 years to come, the biggest farm will be probably half an acre, because the population is growing. And the culture of Kenya is that my son or my kids will have to get inheritance from me. If I have 1 acre and I have 5 sons, I'll have to subdivide my 1 acre into 5 pieces so that every son owns a piece. The son will also get children, and maybe they will not have money to buy their own piece of land. So what will they do? They'll also subdivide their pieces into smaller pieces. So the land of agricultural land becomes smaller and smaller. So where will food come from? We must come up with strategies that our farmers will be able to produce food for themselves, for subsistence, and surplus for income. And what's the system? The system is organic. There's no other system, because organic farming or bio-intensive agriculture is very sustainable. It's the most sustainable system of agriculture, where you produce food using your own resources. Hallelujah. Amen. Now, GBIAC started in 2009, and so far we have reached so many communities, and we still aim to reach more communities here in Kenya and beyond. So far we have reached Southern Sudan. Anybody from Southern Sudan? From now. We have reached Southern Sudan. We are in Bor and Yei. Yeah. We have started a project in Malawi. Anybody from Malawi? Yes, we have a project in Malawi. I'll let you know the place. We have a project in Uganda. Anybody from Uganda? Yeah. We have a project in Tanzania with the Tanzania sisters, Catholic sisters. Anybody from Tanzania? TZ? Yeah. We have a project in Nigeria. Nigeria. Definitely, we have trained people here from Nigeria. They came here. George, where is George? Yeah, from Ghana, not Nigeria. From Ghana. And still in Nigeria, we had a person 2 weeks ago from Nigeria. So we are reaching out to African countries so that we try to disseminate our knowledge. They come here and see what we are doing. They train. We offer them a place to stay here, internship. Even university students come here. They stay for months. They learn, and then they go back to their countries and disseminate this knowledge. We have what we call satellite centers. A satellite center is where we are not directly linked to it, but the knowledge comes from here. Okay? So we want people to come here, learn, and then go back and implement. We want to reach to all parts of the country and even the kids, because agriculture in Kenya is industrial agriculture that is taught in schools. We don't have organic farming in schools. And this is a bit dangerous because a kid like this grows up, she grows up knowing only chemicals. It's only chemicals that can grow food. And it is so hard to penetrate the Ministry of Agriculture so that we bring in the issues of organic farming in schools. There is a policy paper that has been drafted so that it can be taken to Parliament. Actually, it was drafted some 3 years ago, but up to today, it has never landed in Parliament so that it can be discussed and passed into law. Why? Because the multinational companies cannot allow that. Maybe Pelham, I don't know where is the representative of Pelham. Pelham can talk better about that. But it's so hard for organic farming to penetrate into the government systems. Why? Because of the multinational companies. They cannot allow that because they are making business with their chemicals and all that. So we are here today just to show people, just briefly, what we do and what we have done so far and what we are yet to do. Actually, we still have a lot of work to do out there because we believe that many people have not been reached by this gospel. And it's just like salvation, many people have not been reached because everybody knows that chemicals is the only thing that can produce food. Yeah? So we need to team up, all of us, Gen Africa, other networks, team up together and fight this war. It's kind of a war which is very tight. It's not easy because we have the ministries that are preaching the other gospel and the NGOs preaching the other gospel. So we need to really tighten up and fight this war.
Take for instance, I was here from Namibia and then I learned all of this. Do you think it applies to my climate and
yes.
Everything there?
Global intensive organic farming applies to any climate. Actually, it's the best for dry season, for dry areas, because the first thing that you focus on is the soil. Soil is very, very important. It's just the foundation, just like this house. If you don't have a good foundation for this house will collapse. So the soil is the foundation. You need to really work on the soil first, and then that soil becomes better for all climates. Yeah, so that it's able to hold just a little water. Yes.
During your speech, you talked about the document that has gone to the ministries.
Yes.
And have not been approved. I want to know what are the strategies that have been developed to maybe work on this to be able to hold the.
Yeah, we have one of our biggest network here in Kenya. It's known as Pelham Kenya, Participatory Ecological Land Use Management. It's a member network that brings together NGOs that promote sustainable agriculture and organic farming. So Pelham, through its members, is fighting so that this document is pushed to Parliament. Yeah. So there's a lot of advocacy out there. Yeah.
Patricia is doing fantastic work also teaching the same thing, not to use chemicals, to do organic agriculture with communities in other parts of Kenya, and she can also share briefly about her project.
Hello everyone. Hello. I hope you can hear me. Sometimes I'm told that I speak softly, but I will try. I work in Laikipia County. Those that are from Kenya know that it's dry. The people who are attending the conference, that is the area you will visit on the 17th. But I'm a bit in the interior. We are not near the town. And my main farmers are pastoralists. They are used to keeping livestock. But now we are saying, can you integrate crop farming with livestock farming? And these are individual farmers in their own homes. But we brought them all together and we did an exercise we call a needs assessment. What do you have and what can you use what you have to produce food for yourself and to also increase your income? So after that, we prioritized areas of should we find, where should we start? So we said this is number one, this is number two. And there were three main areas. that were highlighted as priority areas. And the first one was food production. The second one, or rather I should say conservation of the land and the environment. And it touched on the land, the water, and the energy sources. So in this area, a lot of the trees have been cut down, so you don't even find things like, even when people want to, like where we meet, there's only one tree where we meet and discuss our project. There's no other tree in that area. So if someone were to come and cut this tree, we would not even have a meeting place. So we have projects based on the nature of the land. We are doing what we call conservation agriculture, where we are not tilling the land. And we started with demonstration plots. So we have 3 in different villages where the farmers come together and work on the plot and follow the principles of conservation agriculture, and then they will go and do it at their home. And we have at least now 50 farmers who are taking that up. The project started last year, around October, but at least now we have 50 farmers who are planting using the principles of conservation agriculture, which is the minimum tillage, cover cropping or intercropping, crop rotation, and the third one is which one now? Oh, there are 3 already. Yeah, and besides that, we only have one river that supplies the entire 3 villages. In Kenya, we call it allocation with 3 sublocations. We only have the river called Wasonyiro. It comes from very far from there, the Aberdare ranges, and flows through so many other agricultural activities in different areas like horticulture that uses a lot of chemicals, irrigation agriculture. So the water is very polluted, and to drink it directly from the river is very dangerous.
The Ghana project, the name is Ghana Permaculture Institute. At first it was Ghana Permaculture Network. We are working with 5,000 farmers. We are trying to add value to some crops. We just take a crop and then we look at how we can get about, let's say, 6 products which has been processed from the crop. So we started working with the moringa. So the moringa, when we started working with the farmers, we came out with the moringa leaf powder, moringa soap, moringa cream, moringa ointment, moringa shampoo, and then moringa tea bags, moringa capsules. But we can do the same thing to neem tree and also other plants that we have them in Ghana. So we are doing training to the farmers in the rural community. But what we want them to know is that the market is not anywhere. We can get the market in our local community. So we have to come up with a product that the local community will also demand for that product. So we do the product in the community and the community also buy the product. And also what we are trying to do is that we are also trying to reach the people with the permaculture principles, like agroforestry, tree nursery, tree planting, and then beekeeping, and also mushroom farming. But what we have just found out is that there are a lot of waste that we can recycle them into resources. So we targeted sawdust. So we found out that when you go to the sawmills, they work on the wood, they burn the sawdust. But what we found out that, why not composting the sawdust and then come out with a mushroom? So when we get a mushroom, the mushroom is very nutritious, mushroom is very healthy, and the mushroom can also generate income. So we started with the mushroom, so that mushroom is creating a lot of jobs in the communities in Ghana. And again, what we also find out is that there are deforestation, savanna encroachment, and other things, especially when you are going to the northern side of Ghana. So what are you going to do about it? Then what we should do is that
let's contact the people, let's approach the people. And then some of their indigenous trees, what we are going to do is that we'll do more research and see how maybe we can harvest seeds from them. And then we also come out how we are going to propagate them. So that when we finish the propagation, then we give the idea to the community, so that the community can start also doing a nursery from their own local trees, so that they can create a very nice afforestation. But I was so happy that my people in Kenya, they were talking about this organic farming. I'm very happy that in Ghana, so organic agriculture is now teaching in schools, in agri schools. So like the people in Ghana, the ministry, they are aware of it. They are aware of it. And then when they see that, oh, you are into organic agriculture, they embrace the whole project. Thank you so much.
I wonder if some of you know this piece of poetry by a Senegalese poet who says, "The dead are not dead." Okay? And we believe that Mandela is not dead. He's very much alive in every one of us. His legacy is very much alive. And then his life is really in line with what also we're doing here. Okay? It's just difficult, to express oneself when, you think of all he did, all the sacrifices he did for all of us, not just for South Africa. So I'd like also to take this opportunity really to, on behalf of Gen Africa, by the way, I'm Usman Pam, President of Gen Africa, and I would like then to, on behalf of the Council, of all the members of Gen Africa, all our partners, Gen International, maybe Kosha will take the floor, thank our Kenyan brothers and sisters for this very warm welcome. Here we feel very much at home. And we'd like to thank also Samuel personally, because he's been just making so much, sacrifice. He hasn't slept for the past 3 or 4 days, but he's still very busy. Of course, we've heard a lot about his project, but I did not think that it reached this scale, really, because again, with Samuel's humility and stuff, so we thought maybe it's just, a small thing. But this project is really big, and then it's now reaching, we are very happy, it's reaching other countries in Africa as well. And what's being done here is really amazing. For us, it is a real piece of poetry, okay? And then it will inspire all of us. There are several different nationalities we've seen, we've appreciated, we will go back, very inspired, and hopefully we will implement and also inspire other people. We in Africa have been very much, fooled by capitalism. Okay, we thought everything that the capitalist brought, okay, was modernity and was, okay, the way for us. Okay, and now I think the awareness that is really taking place all over Africa now is extremely important, because the only way we can truly gain our independence is through, initiatives, the development of initiatives of this sort all over Africa. And just maybe very quickly about Gen Africa. It's a young baobab baby, or baby baobab, that was planted, okay, in the fertile, okay, banks of the Nile River last year. And the baby is really growing very fast. It has its roots deep down the Congo, deep down South Africa, North Africa, and then it's really growing very, very well. And people are coming together, putting experiences like this, okay, together, okay, and we become much more, stronger. And we are sure that, okay, this, our dream is, okay, this baby baobab really to live maybe for 1,000 years, okay, like, the baobabs can live, that long, okay, and hopefully, it will help raise awareness. It will help us come together as people of the same, continent, work together, join our forces, and to truly gain our independence. Okay, so the baby is growing also thanks to one big gardener, okay, Kosha Joubert. I'd like all of you to, okay, a round of applause. Yeah, Kosha, I think she does not sleep as much as she should, okay, because making lots of sacrifices, trying, putting so much energy in, really taking care of this baby. I mean, we're all grateful to her. We're also grateful to Jane, also who represents, Gaia. Gaia is also doing a tremendous work, helping, people, training people through EDEs. And we were very privileged, early this year to have both Kosha and Jane in Senegal. We visited some eco-villages in Senegal. We met some officials, and the outcome of the visit is we are preparing the World Eco-Village Summit next year in Senegal, exactly in 1 year's time. So of course, all of you are welcome and to join this event, important event, and also help spread the word, so that everyone else knows. Yambo, everyone. Thank you very, very much.
Baraka za Mungu Baba niza ajabu. Baraka za Mungu Baba niza ajabu. Zaweza kwenda juu, zaweza kwenda chini, zaweza kwenda mbele, zaweza kwenda nyuma, upande kwa mataifa yote, upande kwa mataifa yote. Baraka za Mungu Baba niza ajabu. Baraka za Mungu Baba niza ajabu. Baraka za juu, zaweza kwenda chini, zaweza kwenda mbele, zaweza kwenda nyuma, upande kwa mataifa yote, upande kwa mataifa yote. Baraka za Mungu Baba niza ajabu. 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 Naweza kwenda juu, naweza kwenda juu, naweza kwenda chini,